Ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys and girls. I am Carvenor, and I hope all is war and well in your world. I'm here to entertain, maybe make you laugh, perhaps a smile or two. But if you'd rather go watch someone else, then I can't blame you.
Ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys and girls, I'm Carbonor. Welcome to my channel. I hope all is warm and well in your world today. Things are pretty cool here. As you see, left off exactly where we were with the Stanley Parable. We have restarted. I think this is probably the 4th time they've sent me back to the office to the very beginning because I just have such a hard time following the instructions, you know? I'm not Stanley. Stanley apparently is you know, he's a follower, and I'm not a follower. I'm not a follower. But this time I think I've decided, you know, we're gonna follow it to advance the story. So we'll do what he says this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. What does that mean?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Go the right way this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The broom
Stanley
closet
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Just gonna hang out in here for a minute. That is a massive
There was
wrench.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Copper
just
wire.
an
That's
empty
worth some
broom
money right
closet.
there.
No reason to still be here.
And who doesn't need duct tape? Everybody needs duct tape.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As
I'm
it
just
is,
chilling.
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet?
Sit and crouch.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm taking a break. I'm chilling for a minute. Soaking in the...
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
I don't
If I'd
think
said
that's the right...
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Then why
I
can I
never
come
would have
in
thought
here?
to mention it.
That's a fluorescent light sound,
Maybe
but that
to
is
you,
not a
this is
fluorescent
somehow
light.
its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Hell yeah.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
They don't, though. See? They don't.
Stanley was fat and
They
ugly
totally
and really, really
understand.
stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
That's harsh.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
No, just weed. And I don't have the money for hookers.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system.
I'm still moving.
And you collapsed in front of your screen.
Look.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert
Baby, I'm
someone
cha-chaing.
nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Well, there
They
is a
have
mop
fallen
bucket.
prey to any number of your countless human
Sadly,
physiological vulnerabilities.
the
It's
mop has-
indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Are you done bitching? Are you finished now? Do you understand that I'm the one that's in control of this, not you? Disembodied voice. I need to come up with a name for you. I can't just keep calling you a disembodied voice. Well, if this is Stanley Parable, I'm not going to call you Stanley, because clearly I'm supposed to be Stanley. What if I call you Perry? Parable? Perry? I could call you that. Stanley and Perry. Dynamic duo. Gruesome twosome. Gonna speak? Open the door. Are you gonna talk? No? No talking? Alright.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details.
I have
I'm
a
not
cat
particularly
close, but
picky.
I don't know.
I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
My cat might just chew on the wires instead of, actually moving anybody around. Hello? And I'm back in. And we're out. And we're in. And we're out. And we're in. And we're out. And we're in. No more words? No more? No more of your disappointed attitude in me? What? No? Okay. We're going to the boss's office now, right? Isn't that where we're going?
Coming to a staircase,
Hey!
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I couldn't do this before. Am I going down to hell? Feels like hell. Why is there a box back here? And a note. Somebody left a note. What does the note say? I can't see. It's the parking
But
lot!
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Is this my
He
car?
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his
Wait.
post during work hours. He
Wait.
might be fired for that. And
Wait.
in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
because he believed everyone had vanished. His
Ah,
boss
is this-
would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Well,
All
yeah.
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single
It
moment
does seem
for
strange.
no reason at all.
I'm not
None
gonna
of it
lie.
made any logical sense.
It does seem a
And as
little
Stanley
odd.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Mm-hmm.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
Indeed.
simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I didn't yell that.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Well, I'm
He
not.
thought to himself,
I mean,
suppose
I am.
I'll wake up soon.
I mean, you know,
have to go
depends on
back
who
to
you
my
ask.
boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Exactly.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Hey,
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I'm pretty sure I
Now
asked
the
that.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who
Or
found it
alluded
particularly
to.
strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Hey, we didn't start back in my office. Now, the question I
Stanley
have...
began screaming.
Fuck you!
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Actually, it went red for a minute, and then it went black.
This is the story of a
Oh,
woman named
fucking
Mariella.
hell.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Who
She
the fuck's
arose,
Mariella?
got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ran? Oh my God, we're back in my office, aren't we? Holy Christ. Well, the phone's ringing, so that means there's people still alive in the world. trying to answer it. Won't let me answer it.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Ah,
open
yeah, I'll
doors,
go the right
he
way.
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not
Yeah,
a single
yeah,
person
yeah.
here either.
I'm going.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yep.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please
We'll
take
see.
your time.
We'll see. Let's see. Let's see if you can be quiet. I don't think you can be quiet. I think your desire to hear yourself speak is all-encompassing. Let's see. I'm going to take this opportunity to prepare some party favors. Yeah, that's the code word that we'll use for it. Although, you know, with as many places as it's legal these days, I really shouldn't have to use code words to say that I smoke pot. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, you really are going to be quiet this time, huh? I think this game in a lot of ways is every new thing that you find, you just have to try to exploit as many times as possible to get the voice to speak to you. I think is essentially what this game is. So, you know, it wants you to troll it. But we'll go on. I want to go
Coming
back
to a
downstairs.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Only I didn't. Now, I want to reflect on this parking garage. This is an interesting parking spot for a couple reasons. Number one, we're on the 4th floor. I mean, I can assume we're on the 4th floor because all the rooms are 400 something. So that implies to me that we're on the 4th floor. So this is a hell of an I mean, it depends. I mean, if you work on the 4th floor, this is great. But I'm wondering who gets authorization for these 2 parking spots. And here's something else. You're not going to be able to make the turn to park in space 12 from coming up here. That's not possible unless you have like a fucking tiny little car.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
I doubt
in
it.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Unless
All
this was
because
a
he
Stanley day
believed
for work.
Everyone had vanished.
Everybody's
His boss would
off
think he
but
was
Stanley.
crazy.
But I'm not
And then
Stanley.
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for
You know,
no
it does
reason
seem pretty
at all.
far-fetched.
None of it made any logical sense.
This is true.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Now that is,
Why did doors
again,
close
that's a good
automatically
question.
behind him wherever he went?
Yes.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
Yes.
simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
B is
I may as well
actually
enjoy
what
this
the
while
time
I'm
is.
still lucid.
Where I am.
So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my
I don't know
apartment
that I would ever say
and
that
my
about a
wife
job.
and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nobody's okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I don't care about
Mariella
Mariella.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance,
Just
for
for
a
no
few
reason,
brief
just collapse
moments,
dead.
she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I don't know why she had to run. And we're back in my office. All right, let's speed run this.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now,
this is going to be awesome. This is going to be like 5 videos of the same fucking shit.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, all right.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
Oh, you got lost now, huh?
It's, left.
Wait. That way? What's this way? What's this way? It won't even let me jiggle that handle. Alright, fine.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Right? Okay.
No, no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
No.
What was I thinking?
I don't know.
It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I've got you flummoxed.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left.
Should you call the rider?
Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
This way. How did that fucking truck get there? That is some tight, precise parking right there. I'm just gonna tell you. We're going to the boiler room? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Oh my God.
Suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
I suppose it is my fault. I suppose. I mean, if we're really, really thinking about it, it probably is my fault.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Phone's not ringing.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting room. Heard.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Wow.
No,
there's a lot of doors
now.
now.
Restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
So you fucked it up. I didn't do this.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I didn't.
Did you move the story somewhere or...
How could I have?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Exactly.
It was right here just a minute ago.
Yeah.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
You see, that's what I'm saying. You did this.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Holy shit. I have so many options. I want to go this way. This is some backroom shit now. That's the way.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're going to the meeting room.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
So
It's
you did
possible
this
the
again.
story's
You
back
did
where
this.
We just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What? What? Okay. Did we? So.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
There's only two directions that we went in. This is clearly, yeah, not,
Now
and
this-
it's wood.
Well, I'll be
I'm in a
honest, I don't
barn.
recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
How the
I
fuck
don't
am I in
think
a
so.
barn?
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
You don't even know?
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
Woohoo!
I
All
know
right.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
Yeah, you know,
good
it was a
job.
struggle, but I really put in the
Oh,
effort.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Fuck
Some
you.
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those
Hey.
situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever
Kobayashi
this place
Maru.
is. I don't care what
Captain
might happen this
Kirk,
time.
look it up.
I have to restart.
Oh, come on. Now, I'm not retarded. All
All
right.
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've
Yeah?
employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
That is handy.
Just follow the line.
I'm
How
not gonna
simple
lie.
is that?
There's another game that I'm playing that has a line that keeps you moving in the right direction, that you must put your faith and trust in. But it's blue, see? And the difference is this one's yellow, and it's harder to follow yellow than it is blue. Blue you can trust, yellow you can't trust. What's this way? Nothing. Okay.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's
Does
over
it?
in this direction. Onward,
Okay.
Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if
Yeah.
there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I'm
Now, we
there.
can both agree that the
I'm
nature
smelling
of
what you're
existence
cooking.
is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this
Right.
office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa,
Hey,
whoa. Hang
You
on.
said it.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Well, the problem is I have the music turned off. So. Oh, you blocked it this time. See, see. Now you're getting it. If you provide me with, I'm not Spider-Man. Now it's kind of looking like somebody drunk painted. Yeah. I'm starting to think now that your painter is on acid. Yeah. He's got some issues. Where the hell are you taking me? See. Bob and weave, bob and weave. Serpentine. Serpentine. I don't know why I say serpentine. That's one of those words that for some reason I just always say it wrong. Might have something to do with turpentine. So my brain says just put an S on the beginning. You know, I don't know. What's in there? That's a lot of filing cabinets. Waste of space with those blocks in the middle of them. It's not very efficient. Wait. Wait. Whoa! What? How did that happen? That's some freaky shit.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
This fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Should I, like, screenshot it? Yeah. I guess it could be a good thumbnail. Let me line it up real good. Let's see if I can. That's pretty good. Right. That's even. No. It's a hair off. Come on, controller, quit fighting me. Just a no, that's too much. There we go. No, it's still just a hair off. That's better. And screenshot. Okay. Have I absorbed it long enough? Eh? Did I absorb it long enough? Can I go now? Is this like a time thing, or is it gonna, you know, it's a fern. It's odd to see a fern not in like a bucket hanging from something, because that's where you see most ferns, is they're hanging. This is very odd to see a fern planted. All right, I basked in the glory that is fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Yeah.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No. What? What are you saying? Isn't a parable a fantasy? So it can be fantastical, one would assume. So it's, you know, it's just anything's possible in a fantasy, Perry. Okay? Anything is possible. If you'll remember, his name is Perry. That's what I've decided to call him, because I had to give him a name. I can't just, you know, hey, you, or voice in my head, as I said. So he's Perry. I don't know if he likes it. I don't care. He keeps calling me Stanley, and I'm not fucking Stanley, so I'll call him whatever I feel like calling him. Perry. I just came from here. Now I'm going back this way. And we're going back in here. And we're going back in here. This isn't right. Go back. Let's see. Let's try this way.
Still missing the doors.
Yeah.
Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we
didn't
could have
make
found
a
the story
mistake.
on our own.
The motherfucker was drunk as shit that wrote that. He didn't know where he was going, and I think he might have been like an impressionist artist or perhaps an abstract artist or something, because clearly he did his own thing. So where do I need to go, Perry? Back this way? Is this the right way? I'm back on the line. Now, where do you want me to go? I will follow it this way. We will follow it this way. And we'll see where it takes us. Oh, I'm back here.
No, not
Yep.
again, Line. How
Yep,
could
again.
you have done this to us? And after we
I didn't do it.
After everything we've been through.
I followed your fucking line.
I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You can't just keep restarting. Here we go.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
That's
We're
exactly
intelligent
right.
People, right?
It
Why
only
can't we
fucks
make
shit
up
up.
our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh. I'm game.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story
fuck
to
you.
be?
You just got me going
Go
around in
wild.
circles now.
Use your imagination.
Oh, no, here we go.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the
broke
line
in,
from
you see
having
that?
any role in our awesome
Like
new
crashed
story.
through.
No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Well, it's yellow. It kind of draws your attention. See, look, it crashed back through.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Take your time.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere,
I don't
which
wanna
means
walk
that
in circles.
somewhere, the place where we're trying to go,
I'm gonna
there
just
must
stand
be
here.
a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
That
starting
sounds like
from the
you're
right,
you're
let us
overcomplicating
ask,
it.
will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
I have not
You're
been playing
telling
it
me
for that long.
That's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
After a long
Does that
time,
mean-
Stanley dies.
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Timer stopped. What does that mean?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know.
Yeah.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination
down?
or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I
That's
hope
true.
that's where we are right now.
Yeah,
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
we're hoping.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
What is that? Oh. Eh.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a
What?
sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Is it more bright? Is it brighter? Sorry, not more bright. Oh, there's no... Yeah. Stanley fell into the back rooms. I think that's what happened to Stanley.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Arrgh. Oh, this is a horrible decision to make because I'm wanting to go this way. How many restarts have we had so far? I'm not sure.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You do know I love the employee lounge.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach.
Yeah.
Giddy in a way he had never known before.
Never.
Was it this room?
Yes.
A connection between the two? Could a man love a room?
Yes.
I mean, truly, truly, deeply.
I know.
Madly
I heard a story about a
love.
dude that married a car, so I wouldn't imagine that, you know. And there's a lady that tried to marry a roller coaster once.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Really?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That is a dirty ass mirror. Why was I allowed to come in here? Just to see that infinite wisdom there? I don't like the way that's formed. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Hey! dancing little jig in the elevator. Long elevator ride. This is a big ass building. Cause by the noise, this bitch is going fast. What? Man, that's where I was. I think I just this bitch didn't go nowhere. It just shook. Wait, can I go down? Let's see if I can go down. Yeah, that just vibrates. That's not an elevator, that's a vibrating room. Which could be fun in some circumstances, I'm sure. But at the moment, no. It didn't make my hand numb from holding my controller and it shaking that long.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Weird office.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? 77867539.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Right, how would I know that? Okay, it's gotta be this.
2845.
No, I don't think so. It's gotta be. How about... No. How about we're gonna party like it's...
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Why is it gotta go all dark? Where is the light fixtures? How was this room lit? And who the fuck is watching? That camera is just pointed at... Let's see. It's just pointed right about there. No, it's looking down. It's pointed right there. Okay. It looked like it was pointed right there, but it's actually pointed right there. That's fine. There's no music. I wanted to dance some more.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't want to go in there.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Well, you know, I'm a
The
risk
door
taker.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You know.
At this point, Stanley
Calling
was
your
making
bluff,
a
Perry.
conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Calling your bluff. Calling your bluff. Ha-ha!
As the machine whirred
No!
into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley
Yeah.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Later, dude.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Is this
In a
your
single
wife, Perry?
visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I'm not dead. I think you messed up.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Oh,
What
shit.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless,
Indeed.
making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Should I read these? Do I need to read these to you guys? I kind of want you guys to read this stuff. I don't know. With this one, anyway. Oh, here's all the credits. Interesting. Somebody playing solitaire on the company dom. So I don't think I can do anything to my computer then. No, wait. No, it didn't do nothing. Okay. Alright, which way should we go? Let's go this way. Let's see what's this way. What's it say? An early version of the maintenance room. Well, now I need to go this way. Ah, yes. Need to put that one on display. For sure. The freedom ending, eh? The countdown ending. How many endings does this game have? I like the blue better. That's a wise decision. Because that's always important, being able to fall to your death. How many endings are there? God, can you imagine how much thought has to go into a game this complex that has this many possibilities and this much shit that you can do? But I guess really it is kind of an illusion how much stuff you can do, because it's given me it's, there were so many doors that I couldn't go through, and then just all of a sudden there was a broom closet that I could enter. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you the illusion that you're choosing a lot of this stuff, but in fact you're not. I mean, how many people do you think at the beginning of the game went left? You know, that didn't decide to fuck with the voice. That'd be an interesting statistic to see, to be honest with you. How many people went that way? And I wonder how does it break going that way? You know what I'm saying? Going the way it tells you to go. If you obey everything that it says, does it still find a way to make all this crazy zany shit happen? Is the question. From the escape menu. Is this the way I came in? Yes. Okay. God, how many? Okay, so this is back here. What's this? What's this way? How do you advertise this game? How do you market something like this? Well, what kind of game is it? Um, hmm. What kind of game is it? Like I said, it's essentially a walking simulator that just has some crazy shit go down. What? Desert boots? The difference. What is the difference between a duck? Are you a rock? Sometimes you just need to know. You don't want to be dealing with rocks. What is this strange number? That's an important question. Very carefully. All right. Onward we go. I'm guessing this seems... Well, it's just we haven't been here yet. Are these all different versions of my office? I mean, I would not hate having this as my office. Look at all that fucking space you got. Dude, that's the shit. Some of those are going to be kind of awkward to get to. Alright, where am I going? Where? I've gone every way that I can, right? I feel like. Nope. Wait. Yes.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, but you're the enlightened female above it all. Fuck yourself.
Can you see? Can you
No.
see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Yeah, back to the office. Oh, shit. This is certainly the first.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a
Well,
sign
where'd the
of
bitch
something?
go? Who's
He
the
hoped
bitch?
it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Where did she go? Who was she? Is she your boss? Answer me. These are things that I need to know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'll be a good boy. Let's try doing what he tells me to do for a while.
Yet there was not a single
Let's see
person
what
here
happens.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. I don't understand that.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Exactly. How could I know that? How could I possibly know that?
2845.
I'll do it right.
Yet incredibly,
Are you
by
happy?
simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Sure look. What it was is it was the fingerprints. I could see the fingerprints on the buttons. That's what it was. That's what it was. And as to how I knew the correct order, I don't have an explanation for that.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
We'll go back this way. I don't like that lady's voice. She's very, very pompous. Very...
But of course,
Full
Stanley
of
thought
herself.
better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I don't know about all that, by the way. All right. Here we are. Cerebro.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Hey,
What
I've been up there.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Sure. I ain't scared. What is that? Cameras? Okay. So I guess I click the camera button then. Because that's like all I can do.
Now the monitors jumped
Oh.
to life, their true nature revealed.
Only
Each
2
bore the
people got
number
fired.
of an
That's not
employee
bad,
in
you
the
know, really.
building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
Ain't
reduced
nobody
to
in there.
images on a
I
screen.
don't see anybody.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah. Horrible. Freedom! Now we see people.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That
I'm
his
not happy with
emotions
it.
had been manipulated to accept it?
But I'm not Stanley.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Employee
own life
pirate.
in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it?
I am my own
Was
man.
it even possible?
I have free
Had
will.
he truly spent his entire
I will
life
do as I please.
utterly blind to the world?
Where is this?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I do that? Can I go in here? Yeah, but nothing happens. How did I get under it? Here's a button I can push. I don't do nothing. What does that say? Mind control options. No. It's not continue. There's something in parentheses. I can't
And
tell
when at
what that
last
is.
he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his...
Was that the right button? Did I do good?
blackness
Yeah.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it? Is it?
Yes.
Clearly not.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Where had they
How
gone?
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Exactly.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Indeed.
And that was all he needed to know.
What
It
more
was
can a man
perhaps
ask for?
The only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's not really a door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Where am I?
This was exactly
by the
the
way?
way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
How do I get home from here?
And Stanley was happy.
I mean, that's going a little far. Oh, trophy earned. Beat the game. What? Yeah.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
It looks pretty similar. Oh-ho!
Oh, new content? What does
Wow.
that mean, new content?
I can't get over there. What does it mean? We're experiencing something together, Perry.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Hey,
As you
You're
may
welcome.
know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
huh?
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
This just took me in a circle.
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
So
Nothing
far.
special yet, but I'm sure it's
I
just
mean,
the
it was a
beginning
nice
of
little presentation,
mesmerizing
too.
Adventure.
Do I need to hit a button?
Is it broken? What's
It must
going on
be.
here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go.
Here we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've
Here we
never
go.
been more ready. Let's do it.
You know, I'm kind of excited too, Perry. Let's see what happens. Just
I
some
have
brick
to say,
walls
initial
so far.
impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as
Yeah.
if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the
Here we go.
content, Stanley.
It's brick. What?
All right.
I can't
All
jump.
right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I don't have a jump. I'm gonna soak this one in. I'm gonna savor it. Yay! Did I win? Is the game over now? No? Alright. You could have spruced it up a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. You know, it's not very dynamic. It's not really exciting.
Is that it?
Let's
Surely
hope not.
that's not all the new content. There
Another
has to be something
elevator.
else, right?
2 elevators. 2.
Goodness, another elevator.
This one
Stanley,
moves faster,
I have
at
to
least.
say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's
Well-
just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this
Well,
is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
And-
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm
Let's see
ready
it.
for whatever it is.
Me too. There's a chair. And some boxes. And a plant. And a very long drop. This seems like, why would you design this architecturally? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have just a big, massive pit and a walkway across across it. And one might wonder, well, why not just have a floor? No, 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 no. Pit walkway. That is the way to go. It's all the rage right now. You're going to see that in all kinds of buildings from now on. Pits and walkways. I did.
That's it?
Actually.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see,
The
Stanley?
jumping
This is what happens
30,
when
what was
greedy
it, 5
video game
times was
developers
truly
with no respect
exhilarating.
for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
That's
don't
what
get me
they do.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm
Test
offended.
trophy.
I intend to find
How do
these
you get
people
that
on
one?
Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
You know,
If you're
it's not
still
your
with
fault.
me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
It's not
No
your fault.
frills.
I don't
no
blame you,
gimmicks.
Perry.
Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Yeah.
What do you say, friend?
I say let's do it, Perry. Let's do it. This is not the same. This is different. Okay. But you know what? I think I'm going to call this episode right here before we get into any more shenanigans, and I expect there's more to come. Thank you for being here. If you made it this far, you're a trooper and a hero, and I appreciate you in ways you cannot understand. If you would, check out any of my other content on the channel. There's all sorts of stuff there. I got some concerts I've been to. I've got some original music that I wrote the lyrics to and used an AI music maker app to bring to life in the form of an all-girl metal band. All 4 of the ladies you can see. They are featured wrestlers every Wednesday night on Wicked Wednesday Night, the women's division of the CTW, and you can catch the men's division on Mondays. Tuesdays, I have the WTF, which is my Female Celebrity Federation. And then, of course, I have several other playthroughs. Obviously, I have this one that I'm added to it. I'm going to get back on to a few of the other ones that I was on. I got a couple more things in the wings, you know, some other games that I'm kind of excited to play. I got DayZ coming up. I'm going to give that one a shot. I've been wanting to, but PlayStation finally made it free for PlayStation Plus members, and I was like, oh, cool, I finally get to try it. I've heard that the console version sucks ass, but, you know, I don't have a gaming computer, so yeah, I got to use what I got to use. Yeah, that just leaves me to say, ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys and girls, thank you so much for being here, and until next time, later.